Okay. Wow. Hi. Um, man, I don't even know what to say. Um, so I just got back from my date with Vincent, and it was wow. Um, it was I don't think I could have dreamed a better date. Um, okay, I guess I'll just start from the beginning. Um, sorry. I'm really tired. But anyway, so I'll start from when I got there. So I took Bart into the city, and he had me get off at Balboa Park. For those of you who know the Bay Area. Anyway, well, hold on, Annie. If you're watching this, you just replied or you just commented, and I'm gonna reply. Anyway, so we had me Bart into the city and get off at Balboa Park, and he picked me up there, and then we drove around for a while, and it was really okay. First of all, can I just say he has like the sexiest car. Oh my god, it is just so. Oh my god, I feel so embarrassed that that's like there right now. I wish I could like. Let's do this. All right, yeah, it's just Glee now. Oh my god, what the hell is wrong with me? Anyway, so yeah, we drove around for a while. And he drives this really sexy car, and it's so nice. And I was so impressed by how well he knew the area and the city. Um, so yeah, that was I really like that. So we get there and we park on the street, and it's like this really like indie hipster cafe. It looks like a cafe, but it's actually a restaurant. Um, and I don't know. I was like, oh my gosh, this place is like really like hipster and indie. And he was like, yeah, I guess it's just like not really well known or whatever. And I was like, okay, that's like, and it wasn't like he was trying to. It I how do I say this? He didn't give off the vibe of trying to be like too cool or like too hipster indie or whatever. Like it just happened to work out that way, and it's like one of his favorite restaurants because they serve like organic food, and he's gluten free, so it just worked out that way. But anyway, so we ordered and we ate, and it was the cutest thing. So we were at like this little table, and they had like a mason jar with a candle in it, and okay. Anyway, so they had like this little mason jar with a candle in it, and they had like this. Okay, we asked the lady, and she called it a carafe of water, and it's basically just like this big like jug of water with the topper on it, and it was just like it was just the coolest like looking thing. It was so like oh my god, I don't know how to describe it. It was really cool and whatever. So we ate and we were like wittily bantering, and so yeah, that was really cute. That was really fun. And of course, I mean, I don't. Oh, I shouldn't have said of course, but he paid, and yeah, I mean, I guess the whole we kind of had an understanding that he was gonna pay for the whole night, and then I was gonna like we were gonna take turns doing the whole date thing, um, but then so we finished up there, and we left, and so we were driving through another part of the city to get to where we were having dessert. Um, it is like the cutest little like restaurant. It's called the Candy Bar, and it's so unbelievably cute. Um, but I'll get to that in a second. So, while we were driving around looking for parking, we were just like talking, trying to get to know each other better, and so I was like, "Oh, where have you been?" Or like just to figure out like where he's been and stuff, obviously. But yeah, so I was like, "Where have you been?" And he's like, "Oh, I've been to like South Carolina for to go to Duke, visit Duke, the school." Um, he just listed a bunch of places, and then he said Chicago, and I was like, "Oh God, I hate Chicago. Fuck Chicago." And he was like, "Why? I like Chicago." Blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, whatever. And so after that, I was like, okay, well, now that I know where you've been, like, what was your favorite place? And he was like, oh, and then I said, if you say Chicago, I'm gonna punch you in the face. And he was like, oh, well, Chicago was really beautiful and stuff, blah blah blah. And then for some reason, I just got really like down and sad, and I was like really annoyed. I wasn't annoyed at him. I don't know. I just felt really like, um, but yeah. So but he was just the sweetest thing. He was like, don't be sad, don't be upset. He was really comforting and understanding that I was going through a rough time with that. And so that happened, and we drove around for a little bit looking for parking. And then after we parked, okay, this is probably my favorite part of the whole night. Um, so we park and we walk up to the place, and he goes inside and like puts his name down for a table, and I'm standing outside. And so there are like these big windows looking into the like restaurant, and so I lean up against like one of the walls, and I'm just like leaning there, and he like comes and stands in front of me, and it was a long wait because the restaurant's small, but it's really popular. And so we were there for like an hour, maybe 45 minutes, like just waiting for a table. Um, and it was just the funnest thing because it was like it was like something out of a movie. Like I was standing there and he was like leaning close to me and oh my gosh. And then like he would lean in and kiss me on the cheek and oh my god, it was like I wish I could recreate it. I might try to do it sometime just so that I can show like how unbelievably cute it was. Um, but yeah, so we just stood there and we talked and we got to know each other and it was just it was so new to me because Jerome really didn't like I almost said foreplay. Jerome didn't really like PDA. Um, and so he wouldn't like be affectionate or at all or anything and Vincent he would just like, every other like topic that we jumped to he would kiss me on the cheek or on the forehead or lean in and lean his head on mine and it was so romantic and it felt so good, like it felt so normal and natural. Like I didn't have to hide how I felt because there were like couples everywhere. Like it was actually really funny because I saw a bunch of couples there, and I was like, wow, like it's so good to not feel like restricted or like single, like super single, like with all these couples here. And it's just so romantic. So we got inside and they sat us at this little table with a candle and we ordered dessert and we just talked and some more and I mean I yeah so that was really fun and then it was like the other best part um so obviously it was nighttime and we go back to his car and I kiss him and it was kind of a joke between us because he was like trying to kiss me earlier in the night, and I was like, no, you don't get to kiss me until the end of the date. And then, like by that time, like I just felt so like grateful, and I was having a such a blast. Like I just like I wanted to not like reward him, but like just kiss him just because And so I kissed him, and then we got in the car, and he started driving, and he took me to this place called like Presidio or something, and I don't even really know what the fuck it was, but basically we drove for like 20 minutes and we ended up in this spot that had like the most breathtaking view of the Golden Gate Bridge. It was it was like something out of a movie, and I was totally like I was blown away. Like I don't even have words for like how amazing it was, and I tried to take a picture, but like it was too dark and you couldn't really see it. But yeah, it was so we parked right in front of it, and he was like, "Come on!" So we got out of the car and we walked up to this like little trail, and we were just standing there, and he was like, "This is the last stop," and or something like that, and then he leaned down to kiss me, and then I kissed him, and it was so I mean, I feel like if there was a camera behind us and just like the excuse me, like us kissing and like the view of the Golden Gate Bridge behind us, it would have just literally been like something out of a movie. And so that was the end of that. We only stayed there for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then we left, or we sat in his car for a little bit, and we talked about stuff. Um, yeah, and then he took me to Bart, and here I am. But it was incredible. Um, I don't even know what else to say, so I'm not gonna drag on the video. But yeah, it was really good. All right. I guess I'm gonna go upload this and go to bed. Alright, peace out, Girl Scout.